Chapter 7 Encountering Jesus. The host looked over at Nana to see if a break was needed. However, Nana, caught up in her story, continued. I wish I could tell you that all was well after my surgery, but the devil does not stop. My health was so much better. At this point, I had been about 3 years into cutting out all the beers, cigarettes, diet sodas, and gluten. I ate sugar, but only raw, organic, non bleached sugar. I soon stopped losing weight and became complacent. I was not done with healing. I could see my body was still overweight and out of shape. I needed complete healing. I was doing great with the food, but I needed more. I needed tighter boundaries and more discipline. This was going to require more than a recipe. It was going to take long suffering and patience, and that was something I knew I lacked at the time. I never went back to work for the gym. The gym life was not helping others with losing weight or educating them about nutrition. It was profiting from others' lack of discipline. Most people pay for a membership to a gym and do not go. It is what gym owners like, and they do not want you reminding the people they are paying. This to me was dishonest. I wanted to help people, but like everything else, we need to love ourselves first to love our neighbors, and deceiving others was not love. During the next year, 2019, I had someone sow into me and put me through Encountering Jesus School through our church. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. Before this time, fasting only involved my physical avoidance of certain items. However, EJS showed me how to open the line of communication with the Lord, also known as a relationship and praying. I was learning how to listen to the Lord. However, I did step out of His plan and open my store. I knew I wanted to help women and children make good choices in products, so I opened a small storefront that sold all natural products for women and children. It was popular in name only, but not in sales. Everyone knew who I was and what I sold. I was even named as the top 3 businesses in my category for our county, and yet no sales. God was highlighting me, but not for the store. I had to close it so that God could get me out of my mistake. It was during that time I had the store that my husband and I were having issues. After closing the store, I asked Jack if I could stay home and pray. I did not want to work anymore for anyone except the Lord. Now, my husband was not at that time a Christian, but he seemed to understand that this was important for me and him. When I had a storefront, I used one of the rooms as a prayer room. I advertised this and would invite others to come in and pray for the town and each other. I loved my prayer room. It was a small version of my church, which was a house of prayer and services. I was doing what I learned in EJS. I just wanted to sit at Jesus' feet and rest. I felt a longing to be closer to him. After the store closed down, this was my goal, to get closer to Jesus. I felt like David. I would sit in my closet and pray. I began doing this every day after I shut my store down. I soon felt stronger. I was praying for myself and for Jack and his salvation. Our issues stemmed from us being unequally yoked. After EJS, I was baptized. Jack was struggling with the lies man sold him all of his life and the truths God was revealing to him. During this time, my husband was not the most pleasant person to be around. I guess the devil was in his ear calling me a liar for believing in God. I remember this one particular time when Jack was unbearable. I was praying in the closet and I asked the Lord if I was making my husband upset. I saw this big thumb in the air and it was pushing down on something. I realized God was showing me it was him that was pressuring my husband. He had his thumb on him. It was right after God showed me what he was doing that Jack spent 3 days in bed. He was not sick. He was not tired. He was worn down by the Lord revealing truths to him. I prayed for him, but I did not worry. I knew God was in control. After 3 days, when my husband got up, the scales were gone and my eyes were open. It was a beautiful moment to see the transformation. At that moment, I knew God was for us. I am very thankful that Jack came to Jesus because over the next couple of years, I needed his support. Around October 2019, I told Jack that I would be fasting and praying for the next year, starting in January 2020. Little did I know what the future held for us as a couple, as a family, as a nation, and even as the world. As the year 2019 was closing out, my preparation for the new year and new lifestyle was in full swing. I wanted to go into the new year with clarity concerning what I needed to focus on while fasting. I prayed on length, dates, and what I was praying for, what I was fasting from, and what I was allowed during fasting. I began doing small fasts in October, and by the time January rolled around, I was prepared. God had given me my orders for 2020, and it was the year of 2020 vision, and I needed to see clearly.